Seth Green had been acting since he was 9, but it was his role in 1998's Can't Hardly Wait that helped define a generation. Can't Hardly Wait came out 27 years ago. When I just say the name of the movie, what's the first thing you think of?
It was a part I really wanted, a script I read and knew that this could be a breakout character if I worked my ass off. Deb Kaplan, Harry Elfont, they wrote that part for Breckin Meyer.
Yeah.
And then Breckin wound up doing the Studio 54 movie with Ryan Phillippe. I was doing the guest spots on Buffy. And so I was going back and forth, which is why my hair is brown all of a sudden on Buffy. We had already shot Austin Powers, and it came out to little to no fanfare. I had already made like 30 movies at that point. I'd been working for over 20 years, so like I was fine. Professionally, I was fine. And then when I got the job, I was like, I'm gonna kill this. A documentary had just come out on HBO, and I can't even remember the movie it was about, but it was a bunch of actors really acting. And they were like behind this off camera just being like, hey, fuck you, you cunt. And it was like so provocative that the people on camera were having these insane reactions. And so all of us as actors, we were like, well, this is what it's gonna be, guys. We're gonna push the limits of reality. So there was a part of me that was just so dead serious.
What was it about the script that you saw that there was something there?
I loved teen movies. I grew up on all the John Hughes stuff, weird stuff like Meatballs. Not to overstate this, but Hollywood just was not doing that for years. But that was it. I read it and I was like, oh, this is good. And plus I knew Deb and Harry, and they're great writers and really good directors, and I thought this was gonna be something. I felt like it could be something.
I read that you initially auditioned for the William character.
Yeah, it was weird. There was a lot of shuffling for sure. And also, if you look at the cast of the movie, it's everybody that was working or auditioning in that time. Sort of like Dazed and Confused. It's like when these kind of movies happen, everybody that's doing it, you'll see them in the picture.
What did you first make of the character? Did you feel like you knew this person?
Oh yeah, everybody knew this guy. Everybody knew this guy because there was a point where rap culture was on the rise at such a level that it's inescapable. You know, I saw a movie like Zebrahead, and I look at this Michael Rappaport character who grew up in this city, in this place, and that's just who he is. That's who he is. And I was like, oh, maybe it's that. But the more I thought about it, I'm like, nah, this is a guy. This is a guy who's like, I hate me. I'm terrible. What if I was cool though? What if I was cool? You know what I mean? So there wasn't any like, this was his real life. This was just his aspiration.
What do you remember with the costume, how the costume was decided?
Our costume designer had just finished Boogie Nights when we worked together. So I was so excited, and we had started to put the whole thing together. He goes, I've got a crazy pitch. And I go, what is it? He goes, what do you think about these goggles? And I was like, the more we looked at it, the more we were like, yo, he thinks this is a thing.
Yeah.
He's convinced this is the right idea.
This is a person who thinks this is what cool is.
Well, you can tell by the first time you meet him, right? That whole first scene, he has such a plan. This character invested a lot of thought and preparation into every one of these choices. So his confidence behind them is unparalleled. He's like, this is gonna fucking work.
Did they do your scenes with Lauren separate? Like, how was the basic schedule, do you remember?
There was a lot of overlap, and there was a lot of time where you're just in the background of something. So I've gotten really good at sleeping in trailers. Because there was just so many extras on the set, and there's so much time between setups, and the extras holding was far away from the set. So a lot of people just like napped on the set. It was such frequency that you'd see somebody just like napped out. That we started by putting clothespins on people. Like, how many clothespins can I get on this sleeping person before they realize that there's clothespins on them? Well, it escalated, quite frankly. We found some caution tape, and we found some duct tape. We started like taping people to chairs while they were asleep.
Was there a party atmosphere because it's a party, or did it like?
Yeah, it was a vibe.
Was a party also because it's so many young people?
It was a lot of work, and everyone was tired. But we did, I think, a good job of keeping it feeling like a party.
Yeah. So the question is like, the party scenes we're in, what do you remember shooting those?
You know, Kenny's just shy of a predator, and he's so aggressive in his flirtation. It had to be assaultive, right? Everything about it, but I had to believe it. So I think with Clea, I was like, hey, I'm gonna come in real hot, and I'm not gonna touch you, but I'm gonna get close, okay? And she's like, okay. And I go, I think you hate me. I think this literally disgusts you. And
Yeah.
she's like, I'm thinking the same thing. I was like, okay, great, here we go. This is gonna be great. And then with Paige, because she had so much dialogue on it, I just wanted to come in like super into it. And the second she starts saying like, you were a fucking idiot, I'd be like, oh, okay, I can still work with this. And then she's like, yeah, but you were such an idiot that I told all my friends. And I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna get out of here. Like just the coming in at such a level that the back pedal would be funny.
What I think is so impressive about that scene is the dialogue still reads as a person who's talking as if he's confident.
Right.
But your face, subtly, you're like, it's a kid. You see a kid come out where his eyes are insecure while he's still trying to act cool. Even like when she's making fun of you, you're trying to laugh it off.
Yeah.
Where you can tell he's like, I want to run away, but I can't run away.
Oh, this guy thinks I'm a good actor.
You're very good in this movie.
Thanks, man.
There are a few times where you get physical comedy in the movie, but the big one is like someone agrees to have sex with you, and you immediately go to the bathroom to, I guess, pump yourself up.
Scripps is like, smells his pits, checks his breath,
And you
moves around the bathroom, and I was like, okay, but what is this? And they're like, it's a prep. He's getting prepped, and I go, okay, well, what can I do? And they're like, whatever you want, we'll cut it. We'll trim it. So that was it. The proudest moment I've had was the premature evacuation. Improv that. Yeah, and I was working out all the time. I was just in insane shape at the moment. So I was trying to do stuff that looked the funniest. Stuff with my legs spread from the counter to the bathtub. I was like, there's no way this isn't funny.
Did you first meet Lauren shooting this?
Yeah.
What was it like when you first met her? What was your first impressions of her?
I thought she was beautiful. First of all, I'm like, oh my God, the camera's gonna love her. And then I really liked her take. I liked her take on the character. We got to read together too. But it was just easy chemistry between us.
So then they have sex with each other. Then there's the sort of moment after. I think you guys really go for it.
Well, the first time we set it up, I just did not understand what this moment was. And so they're doing it and my face is something else entirely. And Deb comes over to both of us. She's like, listen, I just think this is so much better if both of you are kind of like wide-eyed. What the fuck just happened? And we were like, oh, right, that's a great take on this idea. We should not be comfortable. That probably sucked. I'm probably deeply concerned about how fucking bad that was.
I want to ask you about the premiere. This is what you looked like.
Yeah. That tracks. Ill-fitting suits. I was shopping at thrift stores.
Do you remember anything about the premiere?
Yeah, I got to bring my whole family. This is hilarious. So the first poster that came out on all of the bus stops, it didn't have my name on it. And I had contractual paid ads to be in that block, and they printed the poster without my name on it. I was like, this is a lawsuit. And they were like, what if we fly your whole family out from Philadelphia, put them up in a really nice hotel, and everybody gets tickets to the premiere? And I was like, okay.
But if they do a sequel, you would be interested?
Yeah, of course. I love this character. There's a fun thing that's happening now that never happened when I was growing up, where you can play a character that you played 20 years ago. I did like 5 episodes of the 70s show, and then they were like, you want to come back and do the same character on the 90s show? And I was like, yeah. Just being able to extrapolate all the things that are true about this character now, that's a very fun exercise for me.
Doing a teen movie that is very teen movie genre, they're playing with like archetypes, and in general, just like growing up being inside Hollywood, but also being a kid during it.
Yeah.
Does that influence you when you're like making Robot Chicken, where you sort of have this sort of different perspective on pop culture than a person who just sort of would be growing up watching it?
Maybe. By the time I was 7, I was working professionally and making commercials. And I would get to any of these jobs where you got to eat the burger or show off the toy, and you would see the experts with all of their machines getting the like specific product lighting. And I recognized just how important all of this messaging is for the audience at large. And so pop as a whole is a study of mine. I've always been really attentive to all of those paradigms, and it definitely influenced the jokes that I like.
And the other thing I thought about it is, your story in Can't Hardly Wait is very densely told. It's just, you're in the movie for like 12 minutes, and you do a lot in it. I think Robot Chicken is a show that I think, of the many things it sort of pushes things forward, is like how much you're able to do in short periods of time.
And that's the thing about that Robot Chicken that I thought was so funny, is that you could, if you could make your tableau clear enough, then you don't need a setup to deliver a punchline, because the image is the setup. Yeah, we talked about in 2005 well, I guess it was by 6, and we had like over 1 million views. But by the time we were getting into 2 million views, I was like, I think we're actively abbreviating the attention span of this generation, guys. I'm a little concerned, and then we're like, yeah, fuck it.